All right. It's up. Perfect. All right. So I got my notes here. So like a check-in, basically. That's what I'm doing. So uh so this week you guys were playing and stuff. So um just wanted to know your thoughts on some of the changes that have happened since last week. So um when you guys want to go first?
Okay, I'll go first. Changes. I have seen a few silent nerfs, I feel like, between a few weapons. I feel like they don't hit as strong as they do. I didn't really see anything come out and say particularly that they nerfed, this, certain group of weapons, but I feel like the Venator definitely got a huge nerf. The Kettle got a nerf, the Stitcher. And I feel like they maybe need to buff some of the, pink, like the Bobcats and stuff like that. Because I personally feel like they just aren't hitting, like the Stitcher 4 was before the nerf. That's my
Okay. And then what do you got, Wheezy?
Agree, man. Stitcher 4, it used to take out a whole squad with a 30 round, 35 round mag, but now it takes a whole mag to kill at least one person, you know? And the Venator, um, I think it did get a nerf, but I think they reverted it because now I can see like people are using it again. Because I remember when it first dropped, it was very like slow. It shoot very slow for level 4, and people were complaining about it. I see like comments here and there. I think people are saying that Venator's I got nerfed and they don't like it, and including they didn't really announce it, you know. And I think they probably reverted back because now I definitely see a difference between before and now. Because now I'm just the main gun I use now, slaying it, killing it.
Right.
So, yeah. Um, but of any other nerfs, I don't see any problem besides those two guns. Those two guns are really or a Stitcher. Matter of fact, it was that's a huge nerf for me, and now I don't really keep them no more in my storage. So go ahead, Streets.
I wanted to say one thing too. I know we're talking about like what we thought about the game and everything. I know we're on guns, but aside from that, I wish that they would make the event that is limited, uh, come around more than every 8 hours. Because you play once, you never know what can happen in that span of playing in that hour with because everybody's trying to get these, exclusive ducks and these trinkets and these new augments. You have a lot of people loading in during the event, and because it's only an hour, every time you load in, you may end up getting killed. So it would be cool if they maybe ran it every 4 hours or, just not every 8 to where it's like, man, I played it once. I won't be able to play it again till, later on tonight or possibly the next day depending on what time. So I wasn't a big fan of the time, and but outside of that, everything was.
All right. Well, it's some of the things you guys mentioned are actually really interesting because I did a lot of research on these silent nerfs and I found a lot of interesting things. So,
Mm.
and I'll show you guys too and explain it. But I did notice the loot speed had decreased a lot, and I also noticed the same thing with the guns. So they didn't put them in the patch notes. They didn't explain anything, and that was their screw up for not at least explaining why these things are happening. So we have to do our own research and find out what's going on, right? So, here I'll show you guys real quick. So let's share this right here. Okay, so this is the update, right? We've already seen this. They had the solos update, the trophy display, the bird city, and all that. So the loot seeming slower, right? I did some research on Reddit. Well, it turns out that the loot speed was a bug, how fast it was. So when they
Really?
came out with so when they came out with the last update, it was way faster than it ever should have been. And now what we're seeing is what it had should have been the whole time. So they made an oops and then they fixed it, but didn't say anything about it, right? So that was one of the things I thought was really interesting. So this is going to be like the norm because that's what they originally had intended it to be. So the Venator and the Berletta and the Stitcher, those ones, they actually did accidentally nerf them, and then they raised it back up sort of kind of to where it was. So they adjusted it again after we noticed that change, but it was such a small change that we're not noticing the difference on it. So I thought that was really interesting. So
It is. It is.
I mean, what do you guys think about that? What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like, maybe go with the flow of what the community is feeling. If you maybe put in something and then you change it and everybody's like, whoa, not everybody, but it's a noticeable difference. Maybe go back. Maybe you made a happy mistake, as Bob Ross would say. You know what I mean? A happy accident. Like, oh, you know what? We'll just turn that into a bush or a tree. Like, hey, it was a mistake, but now we've turned it into something that people really like.
No, yeah, I hope this isn't a common recurrence because I feel like every time they do update, there's more bugs or they keep accidentally messing up on silently nerfing because like how do you accidentally bump down a couple notches on the Venator and Stitcher and Bruletta? I don't know because that happened twice. Because again, when they had the update, then we had the wall campers, the ceiling campers, and then they fixed that,
Right.
and then we got more bugs where people are just were just lagging everywhere. And then they fixed that right after. And then another update, now they silently nerfing things and reverting it back. Like I don't know. I don't know about that. It seems like a common recurrence, which I hope is not like that. Hope they get everything situated and straight out. But one thing about this company, man, they do listen to people. They really do. And I love about it. They take advice from the fan base, the player base, and then they do what they gotta do. And I love that. And I hope they keep doing that. For sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. The only thing that I think that they could maybe improve on just a little bit more transparency, right? Be a little bit more active on some kind of like bulletin post saying like, hey, just a quick update. This is what was happening. You guys notice this is what we did to fix it, right? Just so that way people are informed. So we're not like left guessing, oh my God, they nerfed this. Like, why would they nerf this? And then it turns out it's a bug, right? Or it's something that they intended before and then the original effect that we had was a bug, right? So we'll never know unless they tell us what's actually happening. We don't even see anything until they do these patch notes or they do the medium patches and they put that on their news and their site. So they've been kind of disconnected in a way. But listening to the people, the solos versus squads, I've seen that come up a couple times actually pretty often, and it's kind of cool they implemented it. I would get smoked, but but it is a cool update. So, another thing that I wanted to look at is the bugs that have been resolved, right? So, there's a couple things that changed. We noticed that the Raider hatches, we can now climb down it instead of get sucked down it. I know there's a couple things that have affected that in a way. Like if you're crawling now, before when you could clip on the edge of it, that's back again. So that was one of the issues where people were dying because they had the key and they were crawling and they just couldn't hit the button and get in the hatch. So there's little things like that. But you guys have noticed other stuff too, right? I mean, what have you noticed, Streets?
I'd say the lag has gotten a lot worse. There's been a lot more games where I've loaded in, and like you said, it's not just us; it's the whole lobby is lagging. But the problem is, while we're lagging, the arc is not. So therefore, you may get stuck in a spot where you're lagging, arc does not, and they shoot you, thinking that you're just sitting there, in the open, and they do their job, which is to take you out. But that I've noticed a lot of lagging. That was another bug too. I was gonna say too that I saw. The duplication thing. I've seen a lot of people duplicating. I just seen somebody had like $1 million worth of ducks. They just kept coming in and spawning in and duplicating them. I was like, that's one thing I saw that was pretty great.
All right. And what about you, Weezy?
Yeah, I mean, whatever Street says, I agree. That's all I've seen so far. I haven't seen any major or game breaking like bugs or anything like that. The only thing that's really, I think the only thing that did fix is definitely the lag, because when it first dropped the patch note, it was lagging like crazy. You know that, Sandy. We were lagging crazy, including
yeah.
Streets. So that was something that was annoying. So we had to go to a different game. But that's besides the point. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing really game breaking other than that, but it's already getting resolved. But the one thing I don't really like is the hatch. I like when I just fucking get sucked in instead of like just climbing in it.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, I have no complaints so far.
Mass.
All right.
May I say one
Yeah.
more thing too? Going back to what you were saying earlier about the patch notes and stuff like that. I think what you said was very very important. I think that they need to be more transparent. Just be out in the open with us. Don't have a silent anything. Cause you know what I mean. I get on the game and it's like my favorite gun's no longer hitting. It's like, oh whoa, what's this? Oh, it's been silently nerfed. Like, why couldn't you loudly tell us that? You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna do something in silence, maybe make it to where we can hear you loud and clear. And I don't think enough game studios, companies, even developers, make that clear for us gamers sometimes. It's like, hey, we fucked up. We made a mistake. It was never supposed to be that, so we turned it down. But make that loud and clear, because then we as gamers think that maybe something's going on, or you've done something with the game that has changed it in a way that we don't find favorable anymore.
Right. Well, the lag, when I did research on that, there's two things. One of them was there was a huge DDoS attack, like constant DDoS attacks. So when it was really bad, till when we had to change games, that was the DDoS attacks. So they were doing whatever they could to mitigate that. And now that it's better, the additional lag spikes we were getting on certain maps, especially Buried City, is the duping, because they're bringing so many items into the lobby in one space. There's collisions and things happening. It starts to create lag overall in the server for everybody.
Yes.
Everybody feels it. So this is why games like DayZ and Rust, where you can have a lot of objects, they end up putting like despawner timers on things. So that way around the whole entire map, there's not so much stuff happening that people end up getting that spike.
Crashing. Yeah.
And I know you mentioned before, there's a cheater in here. I got the lag. That's probably the dupers. Probably people duping stuff.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
so I just wanted to add that. I haven't seen it. I'll share this with you guys that I had pulled up. Let's see here. So I actually don't have it pulled up. Never mind. But there are people spawning in like those million rubber ducks, like you said. There's a picture of literally a pile of them in a corner of the room. I forgot what building it was, but there's a specific building they're all doing it in. So I don't know how they're doing it or what the method is, but it's specific to a location there. And they just keep throwing them at the wall, and they keep piling up. So I think that's only Buried Gate, though. I think it's map specific. So, but we've had lag on Salamantas too, which is interesting. So I'm curious to know if there's something weird going on like that on that map too.
I actually have it right here. I can send this to you. Hold on. I think this is what you were looking for. So you go ahead and send it to you if you want to pull that up.
Yeah, I don't have a way to patch that in though. That's the thing. It's all good. I think
it won't let you show it. If not, we can do it the old-fashioned way.
I can pull it up this way. I know which one you're talking about because I've seen it too. There we go. It's on IGN's website. Okay, here we go. It's literally called "What the Duck Is This?" There's that picture right there. You see that huge pile?
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's the exact picture, man. I have it on my phone as well, man. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
It's insanity, and there's like in the attic of like Buried City. These all look like they're all Buried City. Like this looks like the extract. This is like obviously inside of a roof. Yeah, there's no more. But
probably doing it during the Bird City event where you get all those special ducks, Well,
because they're worth more, so that they get the familiar duck, and then they do it with that one. So I think it's $7,000 per duck or something.
No, just the familiar duck,
yeah,
or whatever that pink special duck they have is.
Yeah, the familiar. Yeah, special duck. So yeah, obviously any kind of stuff like that is going to create problems because it's going to, like, the game has an economy. So people are going to do that, and they're going to do they don't have to loot. They don't have to go in the game. They just do their expedition and, cheese it, At least they're not doing it with bobcats. I mean, can you imagine a whole inventory of just bobcats? Or Tempest?
But I heard people were doing that. I heard people were trying,
Yeah, with the trigger grenades.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
kept getting bombed. So
yeah, that was annoying.
Well, I kind of wanted to recap again on the roadmap breakdown that we had coming up. So we know that January's already passed. That was the update with the 1 versus 3s. We had a couple other changes with the augments. So we have And I want to pull this up too because these are amazing. I got to go back and edit this so I can cut these things out. So we have the revive augment, so it has a defib built into it. And then we have the can't remember the name of it, but you can put a gun in the safe pocket. Yeah, Safekeeper. I actually found this blueprint on Salamantis.
Fire.
Fairly quickly, right? Just haven't found this one. But this one kind of sucks. Like you can wear a level 1 shield, doesn't have a lot of storage spaces. This one you could run up to a level 3 shield, and it's like a regular looting augment.
That's fire.
So
and you can put a gun in there or something like that. So.
Right. So utility wise, it's way more useful than this is. So we had that. That was one of the updates that we had. But we're supposed to have new arc threats next month or next update.
You mean this month? Because it's already February. We're already there.
Right,
so.
but they do it at the end. They do it right as the month ends.
Whack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whack. Is it every one they've done at the very end?
So that's what they've been doing. They've been dropping it like right at the end. Because like January, we got it like what, January 28th? Is that what it was?
No,
January 13th.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. We got it middle of the month. Yeah,
I'm cray. So it might be getting the February one. Probably about the
around
same
Valentine's Day, hopefully.
Maybe, who knows? So
I mean, I hope so.
I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. So what do you guys think we're gonna see as far as new arc threats? Have you guys seen anything online or looked anything up?
Can you bring up the little roadmap? It always sparks my creativity in my brain when I see those things.
All right, here we go. Here's that good old roadmap. So we got the new minor map condition, which is the birds. We got a new player project, and we got the matchmaking level 40. February supposed to be the new map condition. So kind of like Cold Snap. Yeah, so like minor map conditions like an event. New map conditions like Cold Snap, right?
Yeah,
new arc threat, another project, another raider deck, and a map update, and a new expedition window for the 3rd expedition. So that's what we're waiting on here.
Yeah, I think that's going to be Shrouded Skies. Obviously going to be, we hopefully get something that's really cool. They said new map conditions. I think most people think it's going to be Toxic Swamp because there's been a lot of leaks and a lot of stuff that suggests that, or the volcano, over somewhere by the volcano. I seen something that leaked a while back that said if you look, they have a lot of volcanic rock around the map that you can find, and that there's probably going to be something where you got to collect the volcanic rock and as one of your expeditions, kind of like the candleberries, like that. So I mean, who knows? I think it'd be cool that if either one of those, lava or a toxic swamp environment, I think would be pretty cool. As far as new arc threat, I think it'd be something in the air. I think it'd be maybe something in the air, possibly.
Look, we got clues. It's got like a little wind icon. This one has a little lightning bolt icon, and this one has an umbrella icon with a little island. And it's Riven Tides. I see seagulls here. Yeah, I see like driftwood and a little boat. So
I've seen in the corner of the map, people have already speculated that's where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be towards like the bottom right, where the water is a lot more prevalent. So I think that'd be pretty cool too.
What do you got, Wheezy?
I don't know, man. I think the new map, I might be on the island because of Riven Tides, probably, which that would be kind of cool. Nice little island. I did see someone speculate about like a kind of like a dam, like an actual dam, where there's like a bunch of water flowing out. The dam is broken. I saw like a reference photo on I think on Reddit, and it looks pretty cool. And I think for the new archetype on Shrouded Sky, I do believe it's a flying archetype for sure. What Streets was saying, I think it's an flying archetype. And I hope it's not annoying. I'll be real with you.
Right.
The wasps and the fucking the other one are very annoying. And the new map condition, I believe it's gonna be Toxic Swamp. I'm pretty sure. I hope that sounds cool. A nice little Toxic Swamp. Gotta wear gas mask or something to not breathing that air.
Yeah.
And the expedition window, can't wait for that. I'm gonna do it 100%. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna do that. And for the new map condition, Flashpoint might be another lightning, maybe another lightning map. Probably worse, or maybe there's no light. Maybe I don't know. We'll see about that. Another new archetype. I don't know what that is, man. That logo. I don't know what that is.
Well, they look like a little bee.
A little bee.
These two look
Both
like
of
a
them,
little
huh?
bee. Yep. So it probably is
Yeah,
something
man.
hella annoying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And he got a Scrappy update. We need one. I feel like Scrappy's not doing enough pecking. He's kind
Yeah.
of he's not that good right now. Especially when you level him up, he doesn't really get enough resources for you while you're out in the top side. And then the new large arc, I hope it's the Emperor. I really do. I really
Or the
hope it's the
mustard.
Emperor. Or the mustard, yeah, mustard. But yeah, I'm really excited. I know we talked about this the last time, but I'm like super excited about it and what they got planned. So we'll see, man. I'm very excited, very excited.
All right. Well, I I suspect the map condition for February is going to be like a heavy storm or sandstorms. That's what I think. I think that the toxic map is going to be on Riven Tides because it looks like a like a like a bomb explosion. So maybe radiation. So maybe there's something with that. I don't know. I can only speculate like you guys can, but I don't know. Maybe we should put it on a Kalishi, you know, and take bets.
Yeah. I wonder what other, kind of condition there could be, like, that could really, obviously in the cold, cold snap, you're freezing, you got to get inside. If it's toxic swamp, obviously, with the respirators, we had expired respirators. We'll probably have, new respirators that we can wear so that we can get through that. But I wonder what other conditions, that it could be like. Besides, like I said, lava, maybe getting hot, or you get so hot to where you have to get inside, or something like that, or maybe dodge the lava. That's why the sky is shrouded with cloud smoke, and maybe there's lava coming out, spewing out the top of this volcano. We got to get inside because there's pieces of lava flying, from explosions. I'll be wondering, what other conditions could they do? Like you said, the tornado or something like, some type of sandstorm or something would be pretty crazy. And it would go along with the headwind, kind of go along with that.
No, yeah, I think Sheesh is right because I think with the dam, they have like different kind of weather. They have like kind of like cloudy or even that fiery weather. In dam we see that the like fire particles and all that. It might be that where they're gonna implement that, but again, it might be too hot, so you might need to go inside, or you probably see the dam. They might update the map, and you see that the volcano erupting because it's kind of like nearby almost. I think that'd be kind of cool. I would like a volcano map one of these days because they have a volcano on the bottom left of the map, and it's just there. They gotta do something.
Exactly.
They gotta do something with it at least. It's like a missed opportunity if they don't. But yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, I mean, the volcano sounds very valid because of the embers flying in the air. It could even be like on Sea of Thieves, right? The fire islands where they erupt and all those fireballs come down all over the place. They just rain down. So maybe occasionally just it erupts and you have to get inside so you don't get smashed by rocks or burned. That could be very much a thing. So we're gonna find out in February, and we're gonna do the "I told you so's," or we're gonna go from there. So
I think that hopefully we get it sooner than later. You know what I mean? The iron is hot. It's hit strike while it's hot. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't a huge fan of Headwinds because I feel like it was almost like a teaser, like oh, we just made it to where you can get ducks every 8 hours, and we added these two trinkets two augments when really just one of them is what's needed, which is something for you to put your gun into. So I hope this next one feels more like a big update. Oh, we got a new map, we got a new art, you know what I'm saying? We have expedition, we got a new raider deck, you know what I'm saying? I'm really banking on this one to be like really, really nice, you know what I mean?
right.
And we get hopefully, like I said, a new board, period. So that's gonna be, really dope. New
Yeah.
board with new conditions on that map, or possibly all maps rotating. That would be really
Yeah.
nice.
I
All
think well, a little quick thing. I think the duck weather the condition, whatever you want to call it, man, it's disappointing. To be honest, like I don't want to be sitting around on the rooftop collecting ducks. Like I want the
Exactly.
action. I want the action, or a good map or a good weather condition. I'm not gonna sit here and collect purple ducks. That's just my opinion.
And you can only do it every 8 hours. So it's like, come on, man. I totally agree with Weezy. Like, for the people who PvP and we want to maybe get out there and put a little BTA down. Where's the draw to get us away from that? Because it's like getting these ducks. It's like, what if we're already a millionaire or a millionaire 5 times over because we didn't do the expedition and we just kept up with our money? What is it to really draw us away? 7,000. What is that to somebody who has millions of? You know what I mean? Like, what is the real draw? But like I said, besides the new augment, which you said you found in Stella Montes, you didn't even have to go into Bird City to get that dog. So I just wish there would have been something they would have given us just a little more. It was like, you almost didn't even have to update the game for that. It's just like, it's just, putting birds on rooftops and now we have to search, maybe that should have been implemented in the game from jump. Like, I don't think it needs to be Bird City. Just make that part of Buried City. You know what I mean? And maybe just don't have them on every single chimney that there is, or 90% of them. Maybe just cut it back and give some people, a reason to be on the roofs and not in the houses looting all the time. You know what I mean? And maybe that can also, get a little PvP action going as well for the PvP players.
Right. Well, moving on from that, we have the 2 augments dropped. I think it's very possible we might get new weapons on one of these updates. So I think it would be awesome that even if they just put one new weapon, something new to play with. So what would you guys like to see as far as weapons go? Like, if you had to choose one weapon, what do you think that would be useful?
If we have to choose one, can we choose 2?
Sure, you could choose 2, but
I'm a Gemini. I'm
right.
2 twins. All right, so I would like to see an actual sniper rifle, like a 40 cal or something that hits harder, because I don't think that they do the Osprey justice by letting it have medium ammo and then giving the Pharaoh heavy ammo and it hits so much harder. We need something that's, above both of those, but hits harder than both of those, It would be cool to see that. And it'd be also cool to see something with the free weapons, maybe like a sawed-off shotgun that's maybe not as strong as maybe the other shotgun, but maybe faster, or maybe has a different range on it or something like that. Because that Rattler, it's boo boo, or maybe just a different like an AR, because that Rattler is just, I don't even, at this point I don't care if they buffed it. I don't want to play with it. I'm so tired. I mean, I want something new. So that would be cool. Actually, what do you think,
All right.
Cindy? What would you like to see?
Well, I have one on my mind. We have the little flame canister, puts a little spurt of flame out. And we know that the Shredder and the Leaper and the Bastion hate fire. So the kettle almost looks like it has a screw-on canister that's made of gas. It even makes a sound when you reload it. Why can't we have like a Torrente-style flamethrower where you could flame inside of doorways for a good distance and takes gas canisters as ammo cartridges? I think that would be awesome. It'd be great for the PvE players because they'll have something that's equivalent like a hole cracker, but way more cool and fun to use.
Yeah.
And it'd be great for PvP because you can just flame out a room, right? You can push them back. So I think that'd be awesome. What are your thoughts on that, Wheezy? What do you think?
Yeah, I think the flamethrower is actually a really good idea. It might be OP, but it's a good like defense mechanism, to like push people back and then try to like relocate. But I think for me, I would like 2 weapons. This one might be like sound unrealistic, but hey, it's a game, I want an RPG for just arcs. Like probably like a high damaging like arc killing machine, because again I feel like most of the legendary weapons are kind of like not that strong enough. I feel like they take forever. I think an anvil can probably participate with the legendary weapons for arc, and I think I want another legendary weapon, because we only got like 2, 3 legendary weapons and they all suck in my opinion. I would like a like an energized SMG, what I'm saying, that shoots energy bullets, that's like strictly for PvP, and I think that would be pretty cool, like a base like 25, maybe 30 round clip, you know, because it's legendary. It should be good, but also should be expensive in a way, you know. But I just want more PvP weapons for me because I'm tired of using the same old weapons like the Venator and Toro action or Toro and Anvil. And I feel like people should start using more purple and legendary weapons since, you know, they should be the best guns in the game. A Venator shouldn't outgun any like a Tempest or a Bobcat, you know. Those are two weapons I really want to see, you know. I would like that. You know, I feel like we need more arc weapons like killing machines, you know, because I feel like they don't have enough. Like the Hulk Cracker is just like the only arc for personalized arc only. You know, I feel like they should add like a little RPG in it.
All
It'd be
right.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Or like a homing one where you have to laser designate or something.
Yeah, something like
kinda
that. You
cool.
know.
Yeah, I agree with
Right.
Weezy. I think they should definitely give us something for PvP players. You know, that's like an epic or legendary weapon that's, you know, really, really, you know, geared towards just the people who do PvP and, you know, still being able to, you know, be able to use it on Arc, but mainly, you know, for PvP purposes. That'd be nice.
Right. Well, I mean, if they did a flamethrower, I know it would be OP in of itself, but they could implement things like it only has a certain amount of range. It has a certain amount of time you can do per mag. Increase the amount of time it takes to reload the damn thing. You know, make it like a ridiculously long reload animation to get it back up and running. You know, they could do stuff like that. So, same thing with a sniper. I know you're saying that you want something that hits a little heavier. Like the one we have, the Osprey is more of like a 5.56 type, like smaller bullet versus like a 30-06, right? Which is like huge compared to a 5.56. So like heavy ammo sniper, I guess. But I do know that the developers specifically said that they're going to avoid like one shot kill weapons. They don't want to include anything like that. So if they did add a sniper, I think that there would be like certain perks and certain cons with it. Like they'll find a way to balance it. So, but it's just like the hole cracker too, right? Like even with the RPG, hole cracker only does damage to arc. You can't just shoot it at people; it just bounces off of them. So maybe they'll include like a PvE stuff, and then maybe add something for the PvP people. Give both sides something to play with. So, but I read an article where they said that they are very likely to do this in the near future. So I guess we'll see. But go ahead, Wheezy.
No, yeah, I would like another again. Going back to the SMG part because I really want an SMG legendary weapon. Like imagine how cool that is. You know, you have a Jupiter, which is a sniper, Equalizer, that's a like a kind of an assault laser beam. You know, and then you have a what's another one? Jupiter, Equalizer, and you have a Aphelion, and it's like a two burst rifle, and that's all. They're all are okay. You know, but man, imagine SMG, legendary SMG, man. I feel like
Right.
the SMG dominates this game because you got Stitcher and Bobcat, and those are like the two main weapons that people use a lot, and Venator too. But you know that'd be pretty cool. I would like to see that. How they're gonna implement that.
Well, I can't wait to see more content. So I can't wait till February to see what February has to offer because the game it needs some more spice now, you know? Like we're kind of hitting the same grind over and over. So we need new toys. So that's for sure.
Thanks.
And what about gear? We already got 2 augments. So anything you guys got on mind as far as gear goes? Like
They need to make
shields?
they need to make a backpack augment that allows you to revive yourself, like a legendary augment. We have epic augments, but looking, they should maybe give us a legendary augment that will allow you to revive yourself. You know what I mean? So that way, if something were to happen, you can get yourself up. You know what I mean? Maybe with just a little bit of health, maybe a part of a shield or something like that, to where it's like, oh, you know, I got all this stuff. There's no other exit now that I've been down but to just, you know, crock and crawl, let my health get back up. If I have a certain backpack, but why not just let it to where we can actually stand all the way up and come, you know, and get back up? Or maybe make it to where if you can get your stamina all the way, your life force all the way back up, that you can stand up. You know what I mean? But that would be a
Right.
cool thing. There.
Yeah. Go ahead, Wheezy.
Yeah, I think a self res one is kind of low key, kind of OP. I ain't gonna lie. Imagine you down 3, and then you got another one sneak off, and then they heal. They revive themselves, heal themselves, and then wipes out your whole team. That'd be kind of crazy, you know. That'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah, it
But
definitely would.
yeah, I think that'd be pretty good, you know. I think that would be cool to implement, you know. Um, I don't have any other augments I can really think of, but all I know is to leave the shields alone. I don't think we need no more shields. You know, like I think all the shields are perfect. They don't need to be touched. We don't need a legendary shield. You know, I think we're good. You know, I think they should just leave that alone, but keep adding more augments. Maybe like legendary augments. You know, I think that would be cool, like how it was Streets was saying. But I think in that aspect, I think they have everything down to the T for sure for like backpacks and shields.
All right. I got two off the top of my mind. They're pretty simple, like easy to implement, super simple. Grenades, right? We have a gas grenade that drains your stamina. We should have a gas grenade that slowly drains your health if you're in the cloud. I think that would be a cool thing to implement. EMP grenades that lower your shield, not just your health. So your health stays up, but your shield goes down. So you're adding a trio. You have stamina, shield, and health grenades. I think that would be awesome. But obviously they wouldn't be like insanely OP. Like there'd be a percentage of it that it starts to pull down instead of just absolutely decimating your health or decimating your shield. So it gives you time to move out of that space, because then you can use that against people ratting. You can throw it up at the tower, so they have to move away from the doorway. They can't just stand there, right? I think something like that. So because people have a choice, right? You can stay in the cloud and you could die or lose your whole shield, or you can move out of it and stay out of that cloud. So those are my thoughts. I think it's a good anti-rat method. So, go ahead, Weezy.
I think that'd be kind of cool. EMP. I feel like it's a little OP though. You know, I feel like it should disable the shield for maybe like 2-3 seconds. You know, like the EMP. That's what they do. They kind of disable any any electricity. You know, EMP. So I think they should disable the shield for maybe 2-3 seconds, and you have the gas, right? The little gas augment. That'd be pretty cool too, because people have been using that more often. I see, you know, and that actually like kills me because it drains my stamina, and now I'm just walking to my destination, you know, and then roll hella slow. So I think that would be kind of cool. Mm. Yeah, I like those two idea of augments. Go ahead, Streets.
Yeah, I think it would be cool if they had an augment. This can be reaching. I think it would be cool if we had maybe an augment or even a device, because we have Shanti there. I think it would be cool if we had some type of device that would allow us to hack the arc and use them on our side against people. So, like the rolly balls, when they come up, obviously or the shredder, it's attacking everybody. But if you have a certain gadget or a backpack that will allow you to pull out some type of device, because when we're leaving, we're already on a computer, to maybe type up something and hack the arc and use them maybe for a certain time, maybe 30 seconds, 15 seconds, and that could change the whole outcome of the fight and the game, how it's played. Because, you come up and, they have a shredder guarding that, maybe guarding them, guarding that floor. And maybe you only have maybe 30 seconds with that arc, and then it turns back to normal, and maybe it turned back on you. So I think that would be something that would maybe be a cool feature.
All right, I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of things. This is why this is great, because there's so many things they can do. The possibilities are endless, right? Like they can add one thing for that month, just one of these things, and it's like, oh my god, we got new year, and you get to experiment with it, and this is their fine tuning thing, But of course, they don't want to put something in and to take it away, right? So they have to be methodical with how they do this stuff. So we're getting close to 45 minutes here. So I just wanted to ask you guys, out of all the things that we discussed, what is something you would want to see in the next upcoming map, or all the changes, right? What do you want to see that's implemented out of everything, out of all, just category wise, right? Like new weapons, new augments, stuff like that.
I think we need new weapons badly, because I think it'll keep us afloat, to like kind of want us to keep playing, trying out these new guns. I think they should at least add them at max, maybe like 2-3 guns possibly, and I think that'll probably bring not everybody, but a little bit of the fan base back, because I know people are getting bored of doing the same thing and over and over and over again, which is understandable. But I think adding new weapons for now, while they're over here, making a new map and new archetypes, I think it'll be cool to get 3 new weapons and kind of like testing them out, and how we feel about it, and maybe we can complain about if it needs a nerf or not. and just balance it out until the new map comes out, you know? Instead of dropping the new map, dropping some new guns, and then all of his OP, and you're not really having fun because it's too broken, you know? So yeah, I think I really want new weapons for sure. Out of everything.
All right.
No, I agree. If I had to say in my little last bit on it, I think that would be really cool to have 3 weapons. I think those are very, very, very key in keeping people around. You know, new weapons, and especially when people were complaining about the Rattler. I'd also like to see if now there's been a lot of rumors, but I'd like to see maybe them do the Speranza Hub where we can go in there because we have such a great community with Arc Raiders. I think that the hub would just take it to the next level and introduce so many other elements to the game. Not just, meeting people, but maybe there is a bounty. Maybe there is a certain raider who's like diabolical. And I think it would add some elements of role play and just overall just make it like a doper experience than it already is. Just immerse you that much more into the game. So I'd like to see that. And definitely new map. I want a whole new place to play and learn because I feel like I've learned a lot of these maps. And yeah, Ark's always going to be annoying. So unless it's like I'm like with Wheezy, unless it's the Emperor, it's just something that's going to be annoying to take down and going to be probably getting on my nerves. But outside of that, yeah, that's what I personally would like to see and what I hope for. What about yourself? What would you like to see?
I want my flamethrower. That's all I want. I want my flamethrower the most. The second, I want the grenades that drain health. The gas grenades that drain health. So that way we can actually push these people up vertical surfaces and not get just absolutely demolished by traps. So, or something that will trigger the traps. Maybe the gas also affects the traps too and can disable them. So something of that effect. But I want my flamethrower. I want to roast some barbecue. So, well, awesome. Well, that covered a lot. We just hit 50 minutes on here, so I'm gonna cut this thing down. But you guys got any comments here?
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about some of the nerfs that might be happening. There's two new nerfs that I actually find very shocked and satisfying. So let's go like the free kits. They're planning on nerfing the free kits, the slots and the weight capacity. And I think, me personally, I think the free kits are kind of like they're pretty balanced in my opinion. They're pretty balanced in my opinion. But obviously people are complaining about it. So they mentioned that if people are still complaining about the free kits, they're gonna go resulting into nerfing all the starter weapons, which I feel like all starter weapons are kind of You get a Pharaoh, you're mad about it, fuck, So it's just like you also got the Rattler. It's 12 bullets. You got to put it in the chamber. What else do you need? In the kettle, they nerfed that fire rate to the max. And you got the Stitcher, which is like the only like really good weapon out of everything. And I don't think they need to touch it. Maybe slots and weight, sure, fine. But I don't think they shouldn't nerf any starter weapons, in my opinion. And then they also got the expedition. They are revamping the expedition. Players are saying 5 mil is too much, and I do agree. If you don't play as much, 5 mil to get 5 skill points, it is kind of overdoing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got that, but they also said that the expedition will be adjusted in the future wipes, and I hope they make it more balanced and fun, and for everybody that does work, they could be able to do it as well and not suffer the pain of fucking restarting everything. But yeah, those two are my shocking and like most exciting nerfs that I hope one of them I hope they do, and the other one I hope they don't do. So we should talk about that.
Well, if they nerf the Rattler, they just got to take away 1 bullet, because those 2 bullets were so OP, man. Like, man, I'm just getting wrecked by Rattlers,
They need to go ahead and take that gun out of the game. You know what I mean? Dookie. But yeah, I agree. Be cool, you know what I'm saying? There'll be one thing I would like to see and one I wouldn't like to see. So yeah, outside of that, Embark has been doing a great job keeping us playing the game and breaking records and numbers that they've already previously, put into the books. So I think that they're doing a wonderful job, and again, I just feel like I hope they strike while the iron's hot and they don't wait too long to drop this Charlotte Sky update. But that's all I have to say. And Sandy, you want to wrap it up? You take us home on your thoughts?
Yeah. Overall, I'm pretty excited, man. Best game I've played in a long time. Like, this game had really pulled my interest in. At first, I was like, I wasn't gonna buy it. I wasn't gonna play it, and I'm glad I took the dive and got it, because it's got a lot of potential. So they did a great job with what they've done so far. We've had some road bumps, but we're working through it. So super pumped. So we'll see where we go from here. It's all we can do, right? We're on this roller coaster strapped in. We just got to see where it goes at the end. So
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm excited.
all right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this. Just hang out for a second, because it's gotta do its thing.